It recognizes our belief in God, our country, not just individuals, our country, our founding fathers codified this in the documents that founded this country. Our reliance, our belief in God, and our reliance upon God. Of that, there's just no debate on that. You may like it, may not like it. Declaration of Independence, we find these truths to be self-evident, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, of which are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. It goes on in the Constitution to say we are putting together this Constitution in a preamble to secure the blessings, not only for ourselves, for posterity. And that Constitution followed with a Bill of Rights that enumerated those godly rights given to man, including the very first one, which was a right to believe in God and to express that belief anytime, anywhere, including the public square.
33 million. It's proven to the money investors that people want something to feed their souls, not just their worst desires.
Absolutely.
And
yes, indeed.
This kind of sums up my entire dialogue career on the heat of the night. You ready for this? Okay, this is it. My 7 years on the heat of the night. My dialogue all summarized in this. Get right on it, Chief.
Skinner, but Bubba's my name. I like my iced tea sweet and my women the same. I'm your brown-haired badge here in little old Sparta, but nobody's bigger or tougher or smarter. If you're looking to fight, best not be with me. Gonna be held tight, well now we'll just see. You never know in the heat of the night on TNT. Heat of the night on TNT. Now I don't put on any airs, but then I ain't no slob. Just a redneck boy with a blue-collar job. The ladies I date, they gonna have 'em some fun, 'cause I'm a big hunk of crime fighting son of a gun. So if you're looking to fight, come on up in the ring. You wanna be held tight, just about anything can happen in the heat of the night on TNT. Hubba, 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 heat of the night on TNT. Yeah.
The luckiest man on the face of the earth.
I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
So 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
We are live. We are live.
And welcome to Alan Autry's No Retreat. I'm old Alan Autry, and so honored and humbled to have you with us today on Big Wednesday, following a big Taco Tuesday. And before that, Manic Monday. Tomorrow we'll have Thunderous Thursday. Friday we'll have Free For All Friday. And I don't do the show on Saturday. I don't need a name for that. Larry Powell, welcome.
Hey, glad to be here.
Sir Lawrence of Powell.
Yeah, it's good
and
stuff.
Triple G, Guillermo Moreno, infamous for the Guillermo Moreno Show here on KXEX 1550, 4 o'clock every day.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. You got
Is
it.
Rudy on still?
Yeah, of course he's on.
Was he broadcasting live from court?
Yeah.
Where's
Wow.
Well, no, I like his show. I'm not being, well, I guess I was kind of silly to say, but how does he doing his show? They called him on the carpet in Georgia, didn't they?
He lets his son, who lost the gubernatorial primary, guest host his show.
Really? Because I haven't counted the last few days. I did see some of the quotes, some of the clips down there, though. You know, he goes
Still
from that
Giuliani, so that's good.
I love it because when he goes down there south, he goes from that kind of Italian New York accent to a little Georgia mixed with the Italian. But let me tell you, y'all need to know. That's so flimsy down there. Those charges. Come on.
Yep.
And when I say that, give me a break. You think it's going to bother me? You call me a right-wing Trump supporter, all this crazy stuff. When I say all this flimsy stuff that's coming out of Georgia that Giuliani helped try to subvert the democratic process, and you never specify. I wish somebody would specify exactly where the democracy was violated. Give me specific, easy phrase to say. I'm not asking you to prove every aspect. Just one of them. He did this specifically, and can't you see, Alan, you dummy, that violates democracy? Let me see that, and if I see, wow, that violates democracy, I'm on your side. I would want to do that. I'm sick and tired of this mantra on the left. Trump's out to, democracy's on the ballot. Democracy's going to be taken.
I hate those buzzwords.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. God, spank me and hit me in the head with a stick. Oh, man. No, not really.
Not really.
I got a good lawyer. Guillermo, you're looking at me. You were reaching for a stick.
I think it'd be an HR problem here.
Might do a knockout.
Oh, man, that's back. Have you seen that, folks?
Yeah.
The knockout fad where these gutless, spineless cowards that think they're big, tough dudes go behind an unsuspecting victim and blindside them and sucker punch and walk around like they're King Kong afterwards. You're no hero. You're no tough guy.
I'm okay with doing it, but do it to like The Rock. Do it to Conor McGregor. Why don't you do that? If you want to start a fad, I mean, come on, man.
It's always the week. This latest one, a kid just in line at a mall, and this dude comes up behind him, just sideswipes him. He's right on the heels of the guy in New York that puts on the gloves. Like, look at me, I'm Vin Diesel. I'm Vin Diesel incarnate. Let me see me cold cock this. And the kid was like out of shape that he hit. But it's back. That was a fad that was around, a couple of years ago, Larry?
Yeah, it's been about 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
But just...
Boy, after this show, I'm going to have to put my head on a swivel. When I'm sitting in line in Edwards for the movie, man, you're going to see my head.
If you've ever been a middle school principal, your head was always on a swivel.
Did you ever get swung at? Did a kid ever swing at you? Really?
Yeah.
Is he still living?
No, the good news is that as they swing, and you're taught in wrestling, you use their momentum to your favor. So as the arm's coming through, I just keep it going right on by me and get behind them. Yeah. And, they're in trouble.
Word of advice to you pseudo-neo-tough guys. Don't ever get in a fight with a wrestler. Don't ever let this little mantra go through your mind. Oh, they're a wrestler and I'm a good swinger. I'll just get them before they take me down. No, you won't.
Yeah. Once that chicken wing is on you, you're in trouble.
I had Dwayne Zinkin Sr. one day. You know Dwayne, mild-mannered guy, great wrestler.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Out there at Fresno State. You know Dwayne Zinkin, local? You don't know Dwayne? On the show.
Yeah.
He's tough to get out of his bunker.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty nice bunker.
Got a good bunker.
Good bunker. Oh, he's done well by himself. And his father was a big supporter of me, Harold Zinkin Sr., and I miss him still today. But
Dwayne's a good guy.
Dwayne's a great guy, great family. But one day I said, Dwayne, show me what you would do if we were going to get in a fight. You're going to use a wrestler. I said, don't hurt me, but show me what you would do, how you would take me down. He goes, oh, God. I said, no, come on. No, listen, I'm not acting like I'm De Niro asking Joe Pesci to hit him in Raging Bull. Don't do that. Just show me what you would do. He goes, you really want me to? Yeah, I did. Boom. He just vanished from my eyesight, dropped down a level, got around my legs, but clasped his arms, lifted me up. And I was like 230, and Dwayne's not as big. And it happened like that. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. And I said, what would you have done then? And he goes, well, I would have taken you down, and I would have got on top of you and then ask if you wanted to quit. And then if you didn't, I would just kind of give you a little attitude adjustment with a little smack and then ask you again.
Yeah.
I said, would you? He says, was that you do? He says, I don't know the jiu-jitsu.
So I couldn't put you in an arm bar. So don't do it. And I'm just looking someday. I hope we get the video. Where the one dude comes up, Guillermo, starts to swing, and that guy turns around, grabs the wrist, gets the guy in an arm bar, and I'm going to say it, breaks his freaking arm. I'm not big on revenge, but, attitude adjustments, I'm all for. What do you say, Larry?
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Don't you want to see him get a comeuppance?
At least once.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah.
And the public's starting to fight back.
Sometimes there's instant justice,
Have you noticed? Oh, I've got a theory, a conspiracy theorist that I am.
Yeah, last time you did that, we went off air.
I know. We might go off on this one. No, you noticed that the public's fighting back against these thugs, right? So they're bringing back guns. The bodega man, the kid that knew jujitsu ran the guy down that assaulted the woman.
Yep.
So the criminal element's going, this frontal assault stuff isn't working. And I still got to perpetuate my violence.
Sneaky behind.
Perpetuate. Did I sound like?
Yeah, you did.
We got a Mike Tyson, Elmer Fudd combo there. We got to perpetuate the violence here. I just. I hear my buddy do his Mike Tyson. You gotta hear it. I don't do it.
You do a good Mike Tyson.
No, yes, he says. He's interviewing Mike Tyson. He says, "Well, Mike, what's your average day for Mike Tyson?" Well, I get up in the morning, have breakfast, and kick some butt. Then I go out and work out at the gym, have some lunch, and kick some more butt. Then I go out and take a little rest, maybe go see a movie. Then later on in the evening before dinner, I kick some more butt. Then before I go to bed, I kick a little more butt and go to bed. Anyway, it's nothing to do with it. All right, let's move on here because you had some. I don't know if you're going to line up with Larry on this issue of student loan forgiveness. I may be wrong, but what you said off air when you walked in, Larry and I were talking about this. Folks, have you heard about it? He's nice guy Joe. Saying so Joe is going to forgive all the student loan.
Yeah.
It just, ironically, it's just by coincidence. It's, 30 days, 60 days before the election, somewhat.
Oh, yeah.
The midterms. But, Santa. Santa that, I didn't know Santa could get COVID.
Santa Joe.
Go get COVID twice, Santa. But forgiving student loan, again, I haven't had a chance to do the deep dive into this. But Larry, I think you've on this. You're an educator and you have strong opinions on this. But some presents aren't what they seem. They may look pretty, but when you open up, there's a big old turd in there.
Well, you got a lot of things. You got a lot of things going on. One is you just made it more likely that people are going to make less than $125,000 a year in order to get that $10,000, reduced for you. You've also disincentivized anybody to ever want to pay a loan back in the future. Expectation has now been created that I'll get loans, they'll take care of it. And you've also made it less likely that somebody will have the positive sense of having borrowed something, paid it back, and accomplished something. I can't stand where you get everything for nothing because you don't develop as an individual when that happens. You don't develop more through adversity than you do through things that are easy. Who you are, who we are, Guillermo, who you are, didn't happen because you had it easy. You don't get to someplace because you have it easy. And I talk about this all the time. I'm so thankful for polio. I had polio in 1949, right leg. I am who I am because of polio, because I learned from mom and dad to overcome any challenge that you had and not let it define you. And yet when you start getting stuff all the time and no requirement on your part to do anything back, it just absolutely diminishes who you are, makes it less likely you are to accomplish tougher things in the future. I am so opposed to this kind of forgiveness. And when you think about this, $125,000, the average income in America is $63,000. The median is $51,000 a year. And you're going up to double the average income, and you're going to forgive that loan. That doesn't make any sense at all. I would much rather say we're going to cancel the interest and we're going to give you a little more time to pay it back, but you're going to pay it back.
You modify the loan.
Absolutely. Modify the loan. I don't have a problem with that. but have them pay it back. You know, I mean, you ended up with a good job.
How about the ones that paid it back, that worked
Well,
hard,
that
2,
part
3
irritates
jobs?
the daylights out of
They
me.
played by
Yeah.
the rules. They had the integrity. They were virtuous people. And not saying that the folks that are getting this loan, I don't mean to cast aspersions, who wouldn't take the money.
Yep.
Hey, here it is to pay off your loan. I mean, who's virtuous enough to say no? There's some out there.
There's
some out there that will. But Guillermo, what do you think about this, my brother?
So this is this is definitely going to reduce Inflation Act. Student loan forgiveness. This is going to do it. This right here is going to make gas prices level back out before the Putin price hike.
Sure, absolutely.
So as a former student who has a lot of loan debt because
I thought you were a lifelong learner.
You know what?
You're always a student.
Can I use that?
Can I use that?
You graduated from Michigan State, you Spartan, you.
You know what I wanted to do is I wanted to enroll in one class.
You see how easy it is when you get him off a subject and say it. I love it. All right, go off and circle back, Jen, to what you were saying. Go ahead.
So I often thought, like, why don't I just take one class at City and then I can keep pushing off my loans until I die. So I'll be the forever student. I win.
Yeah, you do.
You know, I went. So here's my thought with this, and I'm a student. I went to a private school, so unfortunately,
excuse me.
Well, no, which means that the average.
These guys are having a real good time.
Nothing
folks.
like playing the elitist card early in the show.
I normally wait until about the last segment to pull it out.
I realized I could have played the elitist card all along. I went to UOP, private institution. I didn't know that. Oh, 5 years I was there. Where'd you go to school? Oh, UOP.
Well, for Guillermo, we can excuse it because they've gone through such a tough football season until recently.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, continue with. I know there's a pearl of wisdom at the end of this story.
I'm trying to find it.
If we let you go,
I'm trying to find it.
Go ahead. My apologies.
So
I'm sorry.
My student loan debt is way outside the median. When I saw this 20,000, 10,000, I was like, who in the heck has that low of student loan debt? And apparently that's the median.
It is.
Like that is. So I was the idiot, I guess, that decided to pay.
You went to the education loan shark, one of those things you get in the mail.
Yeah.
Go to college.
What was the guy?
$180,000. Huh?
The guy in the alley. Everyone went to him. Everyone went to. He took care of everything. He said you get in. So when I look at this and I look at how much loan debt I have, I have to laugh because I'm like, for people like me, it doesn't really help. But for the average American student, apparently it does. I think this is the old bait and switch. I don't think the problem is the amount of debt students have. I think the left now has a new problem where I think the average American is now realizing that college isn't really for everyone. That degree actually probably won't get you very far if you take the wrong thing. So I think the left is this is the perfect. It's a trifecta because it's good timing because of the election. Mm-hmm. It takes care of the individuals that went to school for underwater basket weaving and have a master's in female underwater basket weaving. So it takes care of them because guess what? You can't get a job in underwater female basket weaving. So it takes care of them. And at the same time, it also validates this entire theory that, hey, listen, college is good. College is for everybody. This is the way you achieve. Now, I've thought about my life and where I'm at today and, from the alley with the loan shark to here. I guess I would say that I don't think I needed college. I think looking back, I probably could have done it cheaply. I could have stayed and did, city college. So as I'm looking back and I'm looking at my decisions and I'm looking at everyone else's decisions, and then you call a plumber and they charge you, $200 an hour off hour. I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm in the wrong line of work.
Well, my counselor lied to me. They said, go to college, get a liberal arts degree, and then, you'll be fine. I should have just become an electrician. Have you seen my electrician's eyes go the other way? But he's making, $150 an hour. He might not look at you when he's looking at you, but his
you plug in the hair dryer, it blows up, but hey, it's okay.
That's where I'm at on this.
The good news is college gives you so many things other than a job.
A wife.
Yeah.
I'm just
a life partner.
Life, like I said before the show, there's no saying, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And something free like this, you always need to look a little deeper into the unintended consequences. The intended consequences never take politics out of the equation, folks. This didn't happen coincidentally. No. Joe was going to do this all along before, the polls look like they do for the midterms. It's obvious political machinations
70
at work.
days before the election.
Yeah.
What else do you think we can get?
You know, but there's so many things wrong with this. Why don't they once, they meaning Congress and President and the whole United States government, for once, just take your time and give the due diligence to a bill that's deserving of that scrutiny? You just, Larry and I were talking before the show, back in 60s, 70s, and probably even 80s, if a congressman or senator said, I voted for the bill, but I haven't read it yet, they would be drummed out of office. Now it's expected. Oh, they didn't read it. There's no consequence, no price to pay politically for this.
Pelosi said on several major pieces of legislation, we'll read it after we pass it.
Well, here's what I'd like to know. And it comes to one of our subjects I texted you guys last night. Is America becoming soft and more entitled mentality every single day? I think so.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah.
And here's the case in point. Did they do a little analysis in creating the bill? It should have been bipartisan and input from the country, from non-political groups. For example, how much of this loan forgiveness is going to people that got the stimulus check? Did they take a job that was available? Is there a way to quantify that? Did they turn down jobs because they were taking the stimulus check? They have a small business now, and they got these PPE loans that they don't have to pay back by us. We're paying for it. And on top of that, we're going to forgive your student loan thing here.
Yeah.
When, you know, were those things considered? The need for that, the desperate need. And as Larry said, there's something that they just don't get. They meaning the far left. And it's starting to disappear in the Republican Party. This belief in this basic principle that working for something, to have a virtue, I mean, you pay back what you borrow. You work for what you get. You don't expect a handout. We're losing that in this country bit by bit. It used to be shameful. And I'll end on this one. We'll take a break and come back and talk a little more about this if we want to. But I remember we lived in Tulare, California, off across the tracks, out in this field, at the house. My grandfather and aunts and uncles worked the fields. I was too young at that time to work the fields, but did later. But we used to call them hobos. Would come by, and they would call it the bayou. It was a little place where little creek, little slough, and they'd go by there and camp, and they'd come in and they would ask for some food, but first they would ask, is there anything I can do?
Right.
Can I rake the leaves? Can I wash your car? Can I go gather the eggs for you from the hen house? They never thought about going and stealing the eggs. There was honor among the homeless, and there was even an honor among, as I say, of thieves. and criminals. No, and you go back further.
That'll be a good movie.
Well, no, you go back.
Thieves of Honor.
Well, do you know back in the in the 1800s, all the way up until like the early 1900s, it was. You do some reading on this. This is for real.
History was racist. So
a woman could get on a stagecoach by herself and travel across country without fear of being molested or raped or that was common. You know, there was those type of people. You just didn't do it. It was just a society. And I know I'm going off into certain areas, but in my mind, my crazy mind, it's all connected to a country that's getting soft. And with softness, your morals and principles start to erode.
Well, is it wrong for me as a baby boomer to ask for a new bill to reimburse, not only loans, but costs? For college.
Well,
that's kind of where we're going. We're not only going to pay off the loans, we're going to ask for reimbursement.
Yeah.
So 1966 through 70, I'd like to be reimbursed.
Boomer reparations.
Yeah, boomer.
Yes,
there you go. Boomer reparations.
Yes.
But the cost
We've
is
been
gonna
discriminated against.
so
Old
low.
white.
Hey.
It's time for old white guys to rise up.
So
old
low.
white boomers.
Yeah, that $50 a semester was
Yeah.
tough.
Hey,
$600 to cover my college.
to have a degree in something I know nothing about. I do. I got a degree in
What is your degree in?
Physical education. Don't you laugh.
Listen,
Physical education
He's
is
the
a
only-
you got to know.
he's the only-
PE.
You know,
It's PE.
yeah, but you know the
he's the
subjects
only
in that.
guy with a physical education degree that's confused on a higher plane.
Listen, I'm laughing like I understood what Larry meant on that. I don't get that
Me
joke.
too. Just laughing. You got a PE degree.
We're way over my head, but I gotta laugh or look like a dummy here. So I don't have to work hard at that. No, physical education. You got kinesiology, anatomy, physiology, all this.
You have to take all that for PE?
Yes.
No way.
Look at Larry.
Absolutely.
Is it a pretty hard major?
I hate to say this, but
Larry, you're laughing. Gosh darn it.
Well, I hate to say it because I got a minor in phys ed.
So was Top.
So we're simpatico.
Yeah, thank you. Phys ed majors will unite.
So, political science and phys ed, they went together. I could protect myself while I was saying what I wanted to say.
This verbal aggression coming from you, Guillermo. It's just not.
I've triggered the boomers.
Aggressions insulting my.
Yeah, you got us started.
Insulting my major. I mean, all right, let's take a quick break.
We just hate that we're outnumbered by millennials now. First time in history.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're dying off, aren't we? It's pushing 70s. Now I'm dragging it. All right, this is Alan Autry, No Retreat with. I hadn't planned on going that long on the student, but it might be worthy of it.
You have to, yeah. It's breaking news.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
stuff in Ukraine going on. Yeah,
that's gonna be there
tomorrow.
Isn't
it the American way?
Yeah,
isn't it? It's just the American way.
We get fatigued with
people dying, but hospitals blowing up, things and that. And hey, do you guys think?
Yeah, a new app.
Exactly. a new dating app. Aging boomers unite. Find yourself another loved one.
Is there a boomers dating app?
Do it now. Quickly. Contact me now.
Yeah, and the boomers dating app, it shows how many grandkids you have.
Oh, man, the boomer dating app. Oh, my God. I was thinking if my wife outlives me or I outlive her, neither one of us, think about doing it over again. There ain't no way.
What, life or what?
To get married again.
It goes back to
there's no way. To even go through the process.
Who says, Dad, you got it easy. You got Mom. I got to go out and find somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's kind of the perspective that kids have today. Dad's got Mom. I got to go find somebody.
Good movie. Saw last night. You can order it.
Okay. Victory by submission.
You got to do that.
I already ordered.
Make that at the top of your list. It's called Vengeance. Now, it sounds like a Bruce Willis action movie, but it's not. The guy, I don't know if you ever watched The Office.
Yeah.
The guy that was first couple of seasons that Michael Scott's character used to just hated. Remember Toby? Do you remember Toby, the character? Just hated it.
Slightly.
Yeah. Okay. You'll recognize him when you see him.
Okay.
Anyway, he wrote the script, directed it down in Texas, and it's the first attempt I've ever seen in cinema to try to bridge an understanding between a 50-50 country, between the conservative mindset and the liberal. Very unique storyline, very entertaining, funny. Not a lot of bad language. There was a couple of F-bombs, by today's standards. How comforting is that? By today's standard, there's not a lot of profanity.
It's like 20.
Yeah. And anyway, I would really, yes.
1 minute?
Interesting. Very. That's not the guy. I made a mistake. It's not that character. It's another character on there. Dadgummit. I'm steering people wrong. Yeah, that's Toby. Yeah. Hey, missed another one there.
Yeah. Well, I beat up people and then I eat. And
it's so great having Ray Appleton here. Ray, you're looking good. Yeah. Been out on the beach, got tanned up.
Dyed your hair black.
Yeah, and brought old Broski with you.
30 seconds.
Do you know Ray was a sophomore at McLean when I was a senior?
For 5 years. Ray and I used to play pen pals. I was stuck in that old sophomore treadmill, baby.
10 seconds.
And got her on commercial break.
You got to go. Why? You're 22, Alan. You've got to leave Riverdale. I don't want to.
I had an English teacher.
You're listening to the Alan Autry Show on the best talk in town. Talk Radio 1550 KXEX. Call Alan now. 559-899-1550.
All right, welcome back to Alan Autry No Retreat on Big Wednesday. Big old fat husky Wednesday. student loans. I don't know if I want to talk about that anymore. You want to? Oh, Jeremy, we've got to lead with Trini. You have a Trini block, a Trini Lopez block. We'll do it. No, we might play a little bit. I love that intro, by the way. No problem. I'll send him a little Trini. You ever heard Trini Lopez?
Yeah.
Okay, Larry's showing me. Okay, this movie I'm recommending. He's not on there. He was only on the first. Or am I thinking of the right show?
Probably wrong show.
No, I don't think so.
Show.
But that's not on there.
Not on there.
I'll. Dadgummit, I know it was The Office.
It's going to bother you now.
It is going to bother me. It can't bother me too long. We'll run out of show. All right. Dadgummit.
You like muffins?
Yep.
You like muffins? I like muffins.
Boy, that I have some random thoughts out of nowhere. But
Well, no,
that's really takes the cake.
But no,
go ahead.
Your question
no,
was
no pun intended.
Is America soft? And I said you like muffins.
But let me get you real. We want to go there just a second at a time. But let me ask you this in my little note here, because maybe you could answer it, Guillermo, in your wisdom. You're much smarter than me. Larry,
I did overpay for college, so hopefully I can.
Well, so did I. But they call them emergency loans. Yeah. I used to go and get them for like $150. You go with signature. You qualified.
Defense loans. Defense loans is what they were.
Well, there at UOP, you could go in and get them. And my emergency was we need to go to the Shamrock Bar, and nobody had any money. But I was in there and gave my story. In Stockton, California.
Colleges gave out emergency loans?
And called emergency. You had to have emergency.
No way.
Yeah,
it's only private colleges though.
Yeah. Yes, you have to be at a private college. You should know all about
you
that.
You two guys are way above me.
Excuse me while I smoke my pipe here. Got my sweet jacket.
Listen, just because
but let me ask you this, and you probably clear this up very quickly. Folks, maybe you've thought of this. Trump's supposedly have all of these secret documents that are threatening the security of the United States. Why would those documents go back to the National Archives and not the Department of Defense? If there's so much, we haven't heard anything.
That's a good point.
From the Pentagon, the Department of Defense.
That's such a good point.
The National Archives are going to be able to protect those secrets? What kind of security clearance do they have? I mean, if it's true, I'm going to buy. Okay, you're saying he's got nuclear documents where he's shredding them and he's going to use Michael Cohen, of all people. Come and said that Trump's going to keep them. Trump's going to keep them. I know Michael Cohen. We're going to talk about him later. Michael Cohen. No, you know what he's going to do? He's going to keep these documents. And then if they try to put him in jail, he's going to threaten to sell them to the Russians and the Chinese. That's what he's going to do. He said that on a show the other day. I saw it with my own eyes, heard it with my own ears. Wow. But is that a illegitimate question?
No, I'm jealous that I didn't think of that myself, because that's such a valid point. No one's talking about that.
John Kirby, even a spokesman, hasn't come out going, "Hey, we're right behind the archives. They need to go get those national defense documents that are putting our country at risk."
So
where's Millie? Millie hates Trump. Why isn't he coming out there and jumping on you're going to have the National Archives?
Is it some museum? In some museum basement?
But you're going to trust those guys to go in with their guns. The gang couldn't shoot straight. If somebody's going to rob you, the National Archive, because everybody's armed. Those IRS agents,
no kidding.
87 armed. I can see the ATF coming there with arms. They won't misfire. Probably the FBI. They're not going to misfire. CIA. But you send the National Archive people in there with guns, a bunch of Barney Fifes.
Biggest nerds.
With one,
shakiest gun in the West.
All right, Mr. Trump, where's the document? Where's the document? I'll pull the trigger. I'll pull the trigger. Where are those documents that threaten the United States? I know there are nuclear documents here.
I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah, you are.
People with lisps. What character did I just do?
You did a shaky Mike Tyson.
Shaky Mike. Anyway, I just thought
that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a very good point.
Okay, you know what? Before we run out of time, 12:37. I think it's time. You know where I'm going with this.
I thought you'd forgotten about this.
Yeah.
It's time. I think it's been a while since we've had a segment of hard choices.
Oh, man.
I think we need to go there now to kind of lighten the mood a little bit, because we've been so serious today.
Yeah, really.
Ukraine will wait. Believe me, we'll get to it tomorrow. An 87,000 IRS agents. I don't know what's scarier. The Azov Battalion, or 87,000 IRS agents. coming at your door. Which one would you? That's a hard choice.
That is a hard choice.
But anyway, we have a couple of intros here. We have 2 of them, and we're going to let you vote which one you would like. We're going to play them both, and then you will call email, or you'll put it, Jeremy, online, or
We'll put a poll on Facebook.
we'll put a poll on Facebook of which intro you like. Okay, let's go with intro 1, number 1. For hard choices. Option 1. Now we have option.
Very well produced, by the way.
Really. Impeccable. We only have the best here.
That's won a Grammy for audio bumpers, for sure.
I want a granny.
Granny.
Got to get that baby boomer in there somehow.
Yeah, and option number 2, Jeremy, please.
It's everyone's favorite time of the week. Get ready for hard choices.
Okay.
Well, look at the tweet.
I like the Tweety birds.
What does that have to do with hard choices?
I don't kind of like it, though. Anyway, it's up to you all. We listen to our listeners. Okay. Here's these are some. I put you on the spot on some of these.
Yeah,
they could follow you around forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
You.
I don't have as long to live, so I guess I'm good.
Okay, we're going to start with these. You have the option for some phenomenon occurs, and Abraham Lincoln and George Washington get to come back. You get a chance to spend an evening with Abraham Lincoln, dinner, or George Washington. What is your choice? Who do you choose? We will start with Guillermo. I pulled a Bruce Buffer on you. In this corner. Go ahead.
George Washington.
Why?
He there at the beginning, man. I mean, he was there. He could have been a monarch. I mean, he could have just taken over the whole thing, and he said no. I don't. Someone. I mean, they're both great. That's a hard choice.
Yeah. What would be the first question you ask him?
Let me tell you what actually happens at the. Let me tell you what happens 200 and something years later, George, and you tell me what you really meant.
Okay.
I'd say, hey, would you?
Yeah,
what do you? Hey, are you? They're going to be confused as to what a woman is, George. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. No,
that's George. Yeah, all the way.
I think I probably go with George just because he turned down kingship. That to me was phenomenal. When you come from the country we came from, England, with this monarchy history that was phenomenal, the natural progression is to continue to do the same thing. Yeah. So for him to say no, and for him to be called Mr. President, I think was such a unique thing, that it didn't denigrate the position. It kept it on a high level, but it didn't king it,
Mm-hmm.
So I like that a lot.
I
love Lincoln, though.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Sorry, Abe.
I hear you. It's a tough one.
Yeah,
you only get the one dinner. I'd probably go with Washington too. My question B is, was it really hard eating a steak with those wooden teeth?
Gum you to death, baby.
I don't know if that's true. If they had wooden teeth or not. Remember that? Is that conspiracy?
Remember that.
We went over conspiracy theories.
Yeah. You guys went off the air.
Okay. Yes, we did. We went brain dead.
Yeah. Someone texted me and said, "Hey, Alan was talking about conspiracy theories," and boom, he's gone.
We got to find out who infiltrated our brain.
Yeah,
I got some ideas. Okay. You have, this is really going to be a tough one. Not on the spot and think something that will follow you, but it's tough. John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln, you have it within your power due to some phenomena. You know where I'm going?
A little bit, yeah.
To stop the assassination. Larry, we'll start with you.
Thank God.
Hard choices.
Yeah, really. Well, I definitely would stop at an Abe Lincoln. He did not get to relish the incredible accomplishment of ending the Civil War and the good things that happened since post that time. Slavery being eliminated, America being put in a completely different direction, keeping the Union together. I love a lot of the things that Kennedy did, but Lincoln was seminal to what America became and absolutely phenomenal. I would have stopped that assassination.
Guillermo.
Well, that's a hard choice.
It's not.
Yeah.
I would have to say Kennedy. I really would. There's this theory, and I forgot who said it, but ever since Kennedy was shot, that led to Trump. It was weird, and it sounds
You're
like
a Trump supporter.
It is. I am.
Do you buy that conspiracy?
I do, because they fleshed it out.
Then why would you stop the Kennedy assassination?
Well, I would stop the Kennedy assassination.
I don't follow your logic.
Well, I don't either half the time.
Yeah.
I would save Kennedy because I'd want to know if he would actually transition into a Republican and where the Kennedy line, politically speaking, would have gone. I know it's a little selfish of me. I want to see it, but
I tell you, yeah.
What would you? And here's the other thing: Kennedy got shot in what, 63?
November.
He was in there for how long?
2.5 years, 3 years.
Almost three.
Almost 3. I mean, short presidential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Abe was there when he got shot. How
It was
long?
Camelot, baby. He was going, a year and a half into his second term?
Yeah.
About a year and a half in his second term.
So theoretically speaking, I mean, Kennedy could have had another 6 years. What?
Yeah, it's a tough decision.
It really is, but Kennedy. It's not tough. Kennedy.
Well, it would.
Poor Abe, man. I don't want to eat with him. I don't want to save his life.
Jeez, come on, man. What do you got against Lincoln? The founder of the Republican Party.
I know, right?
I kind of see Kennedy in a different fashion. I think he was Republican in today's terms.
Oh God, a pro-life, Democrat. There's no place in the Democratic Party for somebody who's pro-life now.
No,
he would be non-persona non grata.
Yeah.
There, but you know, I
don't want to hear him say it. That's what I want to hear him say it.
He was
good.
He was just dripping with charisma. There's no doubt about it. He boy, I tell you, and you talk about a country traumatized. Larry and I can tell you, it was unlike anything that. Anyway. But you know what's really interesting is similar times, very dangerous times that this happened, and you look in all of these weird similarities, like Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln, and Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy.
Yeah.
The guy, Lee Harvey Oswald, shot Kennedy from a warehouse, went to a theater. And then the guy, John Wilkes Booth, an actor, boy, said our profession back a few years, shot him at a theater and went to a warehouse. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
Yeah,
okay, let's move on to the second one. You have the Hall of Shame. We won't say what city that it's in, but it's constructed in some city around the world.
Really?
The Hall of Shame.
Really?
And they have in that Hall of Shame, no, it's a hypothetical.
Oh, you're thinking, I'm like, what city is it in?
With the fancy.
I apologize. All right, Hall of Shame, got it.
So it should be a Hall of Shame.
Yeah.
Hall of Shame. And in that is a wing, most horrific historical characters. Who is your first inductee? Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, or Mao Zedong?
Hitler. Well,
Stalin killed many more people.
Yeah, that is true.
My first impression, because he's got all the press. Hitler's got all the press. That's the comparison to. You know, you could easily say, hey, man, this guy's like Joseph Stalin. You're like Stalin. Killed like 20 million people.
Yeah. None of the above.
Huh?
None of the above.
You can't, man. This is hard choices. Mao Zedong killed millions.
Yeah.
I'd have to go Stalin. You know? I mean, close second I would put in Hitler and then Mao Zedong and Mussolini. Yeah, he's anti-Semitic. You know how many Jews Joseph Stalin killed? A whole lot, millions.
Yeah.
Okay, so lest we get carried away with misinformation.
And Satan's
Truth
already
on the table here. Okay.
Yeah.
Hitler was bad. You know, this is why it's hard choices.
Satan's already in there, right? In the Hall of Shame already.
He's
right?
there waiting on him, baby.
Yeah.
We know where the ultimate Hall of Shame is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a
That's
Hall of
not
Shame.
being judgmental. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever. You don't want to be there. Larry?
Well, I still have to stick with Hitler, and I think because of the ramifications and the impact worldwide was far greater with what Hitler did, even though the others killed a lot more people on an individual basis and things. What he did perpetrated an anti-Semitic position throughout the world for years to come.
Impact over quantity.
Yeah.
Impact. You make a good case. I may have to go Hitler, you know. Boy, it's a tough choice.
It is
It's a hard choice.
It's a tough choice. Okay.
Pretty good, tough choices here.
The final question, the hard choices is, there's a wallet. Okay, follow this little scenario. There's a wallet on a sidewalk in somewhere town America. Two lawyer Mikes walk past the wallet. Michael Cohen and Michael Avenatti. They both pick up the wallet at different times. In that wallet is $1,000. Which Michael will return that wallet to the rightful owner? Michael Cohen?
Neither.
Or Michael Avenatti? It's hard choices.
Neither.
It's hard.
I got to choose one.
You can't add this. You got to pick the one and a reason why.
Michael Avenatti. No. Mike Cohen would give it back.
Why?
Because he doesn't need the money as bad as Mike Avenatti does.
Very good. Okay. See, you think that's a hard question,
Yeah.
Larry?
I think Cohen too, but I think it's because he wouldn't want the bad press. It'd have nothing to do with right, wrong, or anything.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'll make it unanimous. It's like America's Got Talent. You get 3 yeses.
Yes.
You're through to the next round, Michael Cohen. Yeah, I picked Michael too. I think Avenatti, for your reason, he needs the money. And
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think Avenatti, Michael would pick it up, look around to see if anybody's watching it. Avenatti wouldn't even look around. He just grab it, take the dough out, throw the wallet down, walk off, and go find a porn star. You know, I mean, he's just.
And Michael Cohen might pick it up and say, "Look what Trump dropped.
Yes,
he stole it and he left it here.
He stole and left it here." Okay, let's. Just give me a little Trini. Just give me a little Trini. We'll go to the next subject. We don't take
What
a
is it,
break.
Trini?
Trini Lopez? You ever play a little Trini?
I like to be in America.
Oh, yeah. I know the song.
In America.
Ah! Come on, Trini.
Free in America. For us, Muffy in America.
Oh, yeah, Trini. Social media, you can't hear the song. We've already been taken off, but
Automobiles in America.
oh, yeah.
Chromium still in America. Wires for wheel in America. Very big deal in America.
Miss Trini Lopez. All right. Fade him out. Give me that Jeremy fade. Oh, God, that's too quick.
That is
You
the
lost
Jeremy.
your time. You
That is
lost
the
the
Jeremy
search.
fade.
Fade out. We got to practice on that. All right. Okay. Since we only got 9 minutes left. One hard choice. Well, I know what you're going to pick. I don't know.
Trump.
No, you have one chance to go to a concert. For some reason, you have, they're back. Elvis, Frank Sinatra, and Trini Lopez.
Oh, man.
Which concert do you go to? You can only go to one. Larry?
Oh, I'm going to Elvis.
Elvis?
Yeah, absolutely.
For obvious reasons?
Yeah.
Don't even need to say them?
That doesn't take much,
Elvis, I mean, come on.
I'm going Frank.
Really?
And I'm an Elvis fanatic.
Why would you go Frank?
I love it because I've listened to a lot of Elvis. I've watched every video on Elvis. And you talk to the older generation about Sinatra, they'd say, Alan,
the reverence.
Oh, there was something about him when he was singing and you were there in the live audience. You felt like he was singing only to you. There was something about that on stage. And I would love to have been there and been a part of that.
But the 3 guys in the back with a gun under their coat were also impacting that.
That's true. Well, Elvis had the Elvis Mafia. Well, Red West was a good friend of mine. May his soul rest in peace.
Was he tough or what?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Red West, part of that Mafia thing. I
Loved
can't
him
get
as an actor.
There's something wrong with people that just can't get enough of Elvis. I'm one of them. Something wrong with me. I can't get enough Elvis. I've seen that Elvis comeback concert probably 50 times.
Yep.
When I'm bored, I'm at home. I'm sitting instead of watching, reruns of 90 Day Fiance. Which
those are good too, though.
Gosh,
those are
I'm
good
hooked on that show.
Me too.
What's wrong with me?
I'll take the
Come on
3 Godfathers.
Yeah, I wish I would. I promised the people truth and transparency.
I got a hard choice.
Yes.
And it's kind of like 90 Day Fiance. If you could switch out the president with another world leader for 90 days, try it out. Who would you swap Biden with?
For 90 days?
90 days. Just try it out.
Clean it up?
Just try it out.
Just to clean it up. Mark Levin.
No, he's got to be a world leader. Be a world leader.
Let me tell you, this is what we're going to do. We're going to stop the national debt. We're going to lower taxes. We're going to secure the border. We're going
to... another world leader. Who's out there?
Netanyahu.
I was going to say Bibi.
Bibi.
Get Bibi over here.
Bibi is a good choice. What do you think of this guy from Hungary? Orban calling. Orban calling.
Sorry, I don't drink.
Bourbon calling. No, gosh, let me think. There's nothing over there in Western Europe. There's probably some leaders over in those so-called minor countries that are probably just really, really good leaders that we don't even know of.
Yeah.
There's nobody.
Certainly not
the
Macron.
Crazy part is nobody pops out.
No.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I would have said Margaret Thatcher. Oh, bingo. Germany had a succession of great, really strong leaders, and Western Europe is Europe's weird.
Yeah.
Western Europe has gotten weird, and here in America used to be over in Europe they do this, over in Europe they do that. Why don't we do it in the United States? Why do you want to compare it? It's just weird.
I know who we should get.
Who?
Xi Jinping. Think about it. 90 days, right? The left gets to try it out for 90 days. All right. The left gets to try it out.
The loan is forgiven.
The loan is forgiven. And we might actually be making money under Xi Jinping.
He'll just manipulate the currency like he does now. So whatever you want.
But for America.
Xi Jinping.
I'm telling you, it could work.
For 90 days.
90 days. The left gets to try it out.
The 90-day dictator. So you want to go? That'd be a good TV show.
As long as we send
90-day dictator.
As long as we send Biden to China during that time and do an exchange.
Yes.
Man, that'd be great.
Like a student exchange program. Exchange world leaders.
Biden would love it.
Yeah.
They would ready to put the
best part is he wouldn't know where he is.
Yeah, he's still thinking.
Oh, he'd be at that military parade. They'd be putting those missiles and tanks. He'd go, "This is a very fine gay pride parade. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Look at it. Oh, all the gender neutral tanks. Yes. And look at that howitzer. Do I call you Mr. Howitzer or Miss Howitzer? Oh, what's your... Excuse me, man with the helmet and the long gun. What's your pronoun?
I was going to make a highlight reel for sure.
Could you imagine him over there dealing with... Oh, Mr. Biden. Yeah, but then the problem is, would he and Mrs. Ping get along? Have you seen Mrs. Ping in public? I've never seen...
Yeah.
Wouldn't she be Xi Jinping? She,
yeah.
Have you seen her?
Yeah. No. I don't think I've ever seen.
So what would Xi Jinping do with Jill Biden? Does Jill get to go?
No, they both get. It's just full swapsies.
Yeah.
Hunter goes to everybody.
How do you say "Poisway"
in Chinese? Can you look that up, Jeremy? How you say "Poisway"? Play it for in Chinese. Give us one. Can you get? I need to get Jill in there. Shall we? There you go. That idea might work. The 90-day dictator.
I'm telling you, or it might be a good movie.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to put Putin over here.
Nah,
Putin's dad. Putin's ticked. They killed the Ukrainians. We don't have a lot of time to get in this, but I think about this. I think that. But we're going to segue from CC Pwagway to Putin's good friend's daughter being blown up, and the Russians are saying that it's the Ukrainian secret police. If that is the case, what should America's reaction be? You go assassinating, blowing up the children of leaders. Does America then have the guts to say, hey, look, a little bridge too far? We know he's blown up hospitals and this, but you can't become what it is you hate.
Yeah.
What does that do if they're able to prove that?
Well, that's the key, is what can you prove of who did what in this kind of surreptitious, life that is going on over there. I don't think we will know for 40, 50 years what really happens.
Well, the thing is, though, what surprised me, because I thought just Russian stuff, that just didn't happen. Maybe it's a false flag thing. They blew her up or whatever, just to excuse to escalate the thing. But they have the description of the vehicle. They know who it is. It's a woman that brought her daughter in to do the deed. Not the daughter, she did it, but to cover, she is a woman with a mother with a child. They're not going to really put a scrutiny on her. Yeah. They get a tip that it is her. They have the vehicle crossing the border over in Estonia, and the Russians have said, we want her back. So she's over there in Estonia. So it looks like she will eventually be captured or what have you. So they seem to have some evidence that they're sticking by the story and if it does lead back to an official sanctioned hit by the Ukraine, to me, that's a tough thing. You've got to at least address it and tell Zelensky, look, if this leads back to you, you got to go. If it's somebody under you, you knew nothing about it, you need to handle this and handle it quick, because we can't have that. Because you talk about opening up the gates of assassinating all over the world, family.
But it's already happening. I think assassinations take place all the time, and we don't get the full story. So that's just a way of life for leaders like that anymore. They go and kill whoever they don't like.
Well, they would say, well, you went and got Sawahari, but you didn't get the daughter of it.
I know.
Anyway, it's a very that's a
sad.
tough
whole thing is sad.
choice there. Fellas, thank you for coming in. Gosh, I just appreciate you so much. Listeners, viewers, thank you coming in and putting up with us for an hour. We just love you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Just remember, do your best, let God do the rest, and it'll turn out the way it's supposed to. Maybe not like we like it, but you know what? God knows best for us more than we do. We got to trust him. Talk to you soon. See you on Thunder's Thursday. Bye-bye now.